Hi, Coach Jim here. Just want to give you a real quick talk on why using a concentrated chemical is sometimes more advantageous than using a standard dilution rate. Generally, when you go to spray a tree or you do certain things, there's certain rates that you can use which are relatively dilute because you're putting so much chemical in, say, 100 gallons of fluid. That's pretty dilute. Well, when you're using the inject, you're using so many ounces of chemical, usually, per gallon, or if you have the bigger backpack unit that replaces this 1 gallon system tank there, then you'll be mixing, say, like when I use metocloprid, I'm putting 13 ounces in 1 tank, or 1 gallon of liquid. So that's much more concentrated by many factors. And the reason you want to do that is a couple-fold. One, it allows you to get the requisite amount of chemical into the plant material. Now you have to be careful that you're still dosing the plant in the proper way. Some chemicals like imidacloprid, one of the rates that you can use has to do with how many inches of diameter of the trunk there are. In the case of imidacloprid, it's 0.2 ounces per diameter at breast height inch. Okay, so what we do is we figure out how many ounces of material mix are going to be injected into the soil to give us that 0.2 ounces of active ingredient per inch of trunk diameter. And that's just a matter of using your math skills. And it's something that you guys that do this, you do it every day. You just have to figure out your proportions right. And what that does is it allows you to use something like this to get the requisite amount of chemical in the plant very quickly. If you're going to use a big spray tank, I have a big spray truck, to do that you'd have to use gallons and gallons and gallons, and it's not that precise. This is very precise, and I don't have to use much water. Now I can either put it in with 2 ounces or 4 or 6 or 10, whatever I choose to do based upon how wet the soils are, how dry the soils are, how much I want it to spread out, and I can do those kinds of things. And that really helps for the plant to absorb the material. If it's better to have more water, you can up the water volume. If it's better to be a little more concentrated because the soils are already kind of wet, then you can use less water. So by using less water, you're also using less labor. The less labor you use, the less cost you have. So you can charge your customers a comparable charge of what you would have to use with larger amounts of water and more labor, and then there's more profit left over for you. Or you can share the savings with your customers to gather more goodwill, which means that you'll get more customers from word of mouth as well as from the advertising that you do, which then generates more revenue, which leads to more profits. Either way you do it, you generate more profits for your business. And that's why you want to go with a more concentrated product when you can. So until next time, see ya.